Hello, I'm Faris. This is a story about my continuing mission to find a better way to live, work, and play. It features me, New York, my wife-to-be, or wife now, as you'll see, and Piers and PSFK. And that's it. Ready? Right, good. Exciting, isn't it? That's me. You can tweet at me if you want. It's up to you, really. I moved to New York on February the 12th, 2008. I had just turned 30, or was about to turn 30, more accurately, and all my friends in London were having kids, and I thought, I don't want to do that seems a bit annoying. And I thought I'd come to New York because someone said, do you want to come to New York? And I said, yes, please. And I thought, I'll come to New York and I'll live in an episode of Friends where I'm the British friend who gets laid a lot more. That was the idea, anyway. So that was good. So I arrive here. About a few weeks after I arrive, this happens. PSFK invites me to be a grey screen. No, PSFK invited me to host a panel on New York, which may work if I push the button. It may not. We'll see what happens. Woo!
About tiny sort of, maybe non-representative happenings.
There's two of me talking at the same time.
Updated term.
Isn't that great? Aren't you lucky?
And kind of amplifying those into sort of larger scale things. As a kind of...
Look at my hair.
Corollary.
Where's the laser? Hang on, this is great.
I hear this expression, I've been to New York a lot.
Look at my hair.
So I want to know what it kind of means from you guys who kind of should understand it. What the hell are hipsters?
So I asked, I mean, to do a panel on New York.
Do they matter?
Quite me.
Do I need to know about them?
Not quite me. Okay. So that was, I met Sasha on that panel. He was just up here, I think, wasn't he? And I said, what are hipsters and what's New York all about and how do I roll here and stuff? And that was pretty fun. So and that was because of PSFK. And I met lots of nice people who worked at Thrillist, Flavor Pill, and Gothamist, which was really helpful when you first moved to a city, it turns out. So I got invited to a lot of cool parties after that. In fact, I got invited to the opening night of a party. That's later. Start the next bit. Then I read, how are we doing? Yeah, pretty good, okay. Then I read this article on, wait a second, go back. Oh no, that's what happened, that's next. Then I was in New York and I got a big job. Hooray! I got recruited by a big Mad Men-like ad agency and I had a big corner office. It was all very surprising. I didn't think this was going to happen, you see. I had a big corner office where I could see Manhattan and everything, and I had a ledge, and I had a little fridge. This is true. This was happening like not that long ago. I had a little fridge in my office where people would fill it with beer every evening when I wasn't there. It was bizarre. I was like, what's going on? This is weird. That said, though, there were downsides too, as I'm sure you're aware. Then I read this article. Did I? Yes, I read this article on PSFK, which is this, you get it, right? Now, so I read this article, Down the Urban Rabbit Hole it was called, and it was the sort of thing that I thought was very New York-y. It was an event based on locations and stories that you tell each other about these locations, and you had a t-shirt, and you had to apply with a story to get the invite, which was a code, and online you find the address, and it was in Soho, and there was tubes of absinthe, and it was very exciting. So I went there, and there I met a girl called Rosie Simon. She's not here, sadly, but anyway, my peon to my wife. I met this girl called Rosie Simon. These are the invites from the party. She still has them. I don't have mine. Yeah. I met her. And later, we get married. Ta-da! So PSFK is indirectly responsible for quite a lot of my life, it turns out. Having been at an ad agency, I went in to do digital things, and I realized they couldn't do digital things because they were an ad agency. And I was like, oh, that's annoying. So I thought I'd start a digital agency that could do digital things because it wasn't an ad agency. So I started one of those for a holding company, which means that I gave up all my equity apart from a tiny piece, and they paid for everything. That's how the deal usually works. So I got to build a little company that made software and websites and widgets and apps and whatnot. And that was fine. But that 3 years, and it was 3 years of that, went by very fast. And I don't remember any of it, really, apart from just working quite a lot and being ubiquitously busy, as New York often is. I'm busy. How are you doing? Oh, busy, yeah. How are you? I'm pretty busy. Is busy good? Is it bad? I don't know. It sounds terrible. So I was too busy, I decided. I was just too busy. I didn't want to be busy anymore. So I made a proposition to my fiancée. This is me. No, that's the wrong button. This is me. That's my fiancée there. This is a pyramid in Belize. And I proposed to her on top of a pyramid in Belize because I thought it'd be quite a short story for the. Yeah, how'd you propose? Pyramid, Belize, done. Great. So that was easy enough. And I did that, and she agreed, hooray. And I said, as well as getting married, let me sell my equity in my company, the tiny bit that I've got left, because it's a bit boring now. And let's go away and travel the world and stuff. So we did that for a bit. This is me in Croatia on a billboard for some reason. I don't know why. I did a bunch of speaking events like this around the world, basically, to pay for the flights. So we did this for about 6 months, going from conference to conference, talking about the stuff that we used to be doing. And that was pretty fun. Then I got married. Hey! Come on, yep. Absolutely required. You can't get away with not doing that. You have to clap when marriage comes up. I'm almost done, fortunately. Then we made a really weird decision to keep traveling and not live anywhere. So we started a company while on the road. It's called Genius Steals. We consult with agencies and brands and all kinds of stuff, and make content and whatever else, that sort of thing. And we do it entirely on the road. We've been on the road for 108 weeks now. We got married on the road. We started a company on the road. And I'm now back in New York because of PSFK after a year of running this company, which you can read about here. And then I wrote this book. And it's called Paid Attention, which is mostly about some of the ideas I've been talking about to some degree. But if you want to know more about it, it's a masterclass I'm doing tomorrow, which is 2.5 hours rather than 5 minutes, which I've just finished. Thanks very much. Bye. Oh, wait, sorry. The last thing is, just really quickly, Piers, I know I'm late, but I don't believe you should take advice from people. Here's my point of view on this, my thought here. The narrative fallacy is very seductive, right? People's lives look like they can be plots for yours. They're not. That's not true or helpful. Make a list of things that make you happy. Make a list of things you do every day. Compare, adjust. Boom.